All right, let's talk Nebraska Cornhuskers. As I'm sure most of you Nebraska fans know, spring game is in the books. We had a great chance to evaluate a lot of prospects, and one guy in particular, young quarterback Dylan Raiola. We've got an update on him, but more importantly, about what it means long term. And I think this is kind of a unique take, but really important for Nebraska fans. Let's get into the report first, and we'll talk about it more in detail on the other side. This is courtesy of The Athletic. One scrimmage paints an incomplete picture, but beyond the numbers and the small sample, Raiola, the five-star newcomer, just looked different. He spread 16 completions to 13 receivers. Some of Raiola's best work came along his six incompletions. He rarely tried to do too much and showed solid judgment in addition to his obvious physical gifts. It's going to be the little things with Dylan, not the big things, Rule said. He's got a great feel for the game. He's got a big time arm. He's calm. It's going to be protecting the football, taking 3 points, managing the game. No one is handling Raiola the job. Early in the spring, Rule cited his handling in 2017 and 18 of quarterback Charlie Brewer at Baylor. Rule required Brewer, the co-Big 12 offensive freshman of the year, to continue to battle for the position throughout his sophomore season. Brewer went on to throw for 9,700 yards in four seasons. All right, so I think things are trending in a good direction for Raiola, but Matt Rule's approach is pretty solid. I'm really curious what your thoughts are on this, Miles. But first, Nebraska fans, in the comment section below, obviously, Dylan Raiola is an exciting prospect, great bright future. But before we talk about Raiola, let's take a step back and look at the past and give us in the comment section below the last time you had an exciting a prospect as Dylan Raiola coming to play for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, a guy who was supposed to bring a lot of energy to the program. We all have those recruits or those transfers who come in who there's just a buzz about them. So give us the last guy to give you that feeling in the comment section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on how Matt Rule in Nebraska is handling Dylan Raiola and what you think of his development so far.
Yeah, Nick, as we kind of alluded earlier on this offseason, Matt Rule's taking an interesting approach to how he's handling Dylan Raiola, not really handing him over to the media too freely. He's keeping things under wraps, as he alluded to with his handling of Brewer. He's having a constant quarterback battle. He's saying, we've got three guys right now. We might need another guy in the quarterback room. But the fact of the matter is, if you read between the lines, Dylan Raiola is doing great this fall so far. He's really been impressive. He's done a lot of really good things, and I think he showed himself to be the starter at Nebraska. But I love how Matt Rule is handling this, because he's never going to outwardly say, hey, you've got the job, it is yours for the taking, like he said. He's going to have him battling. He might even have him battling next year for the job as well. There's no time to sit on your laurels. You have to keep improving. And I think Raiola has done a great job. And this is kind of interesting because sometimes with these guys, these highly touted five-star recruits, they come in, they think, I'm the guy, I'm the best, I can do this, I'm just going to come in here, take this job. The way that Matt Rule is doing things, I think is very interesting how he's doing it and how he keeps going on. I think people keep asking him, how did the game, how did last Saturday's game, what did that say about Raiola? And Matt Rule really kind of funnily answered the question saying, it's a great answer. I don't get tongue tied very often, but I don't know how to answer that question. Just kind of dodge how his feelings towards Raiola are. And I think that just speaks even more loudly. Raiola's doing great. I think he's on pace to be a great starting quarterback for Nebraska. And despite the lack of information out there of people just absolutely praising, falling head over foot for Raiola, I think Nebraska fans should be happy for his improvement and excited what he's going to bring this season.
I think the biggest challenge that Nebraska is going to have with Dylan Raiola is if he's as good as advertised, which I think he will be fending off the NIL and transfer opportunities. Obviously, any player, when he's offered millions, if not potentially tens of millions of dollars, who knows how crazy this is going to get. That's a hard thing to say no to. But the approach Matt Rule in Nebraska has had with Dylan Raiola as he gets better and better and puts on quality performances is really, really smart. And the fact that they continue to be authentic, they're not treating him differently. They're treating him as if he's one of the guys. They're focusing it very low key as they did at the very beginning, right? Sometimes I think some of these coaches, what they do is they get a star and they get so concerned about him leaving, is that they just constantly, suck up to him, just give him everything he wants, share him with praise publicly and all that. And I think that just rings false because anyone who's played college football, I played college football, small time D1 FCS, knows that your head coach and your coaches really kind of mean. They're really kind of tough people. They're really critical people to you all through spring ball, all through summer, all through training camp, and of course during the week at practice. At game day, they may be a little bit nicer too, but that depends on the coach. A lot of coaches can be pretty tough then too. So if a coach comes out and is doing his normal coach thing all through practice and whatever, and then in the media he's all nice and praising you all publicly and things like this, the player's going to look at that and say, okay, this guy's a faker. He's inauthentic. It's not who he says he is. But Matt Rule has been authentic. He has been the same guy since he was trying to recruit Raiola, since Raiola came to campus, since Raiola has gone through spring ball, and I think he'll be the same guy as Raiola and the rest of the team continues to develop and get ready for the opening kickoff. And I think that's going to be really important and a really key element of Matt Rule Nebraska's strategy with this young quarterback is treating him in a way no differently, right? Allowing him to grow and develop and allowing him to see the authenticity that the Nebraska program will have going forward. Because I think when it comes right down to it, I know the money's tempting. I know the big endorsement NIL opportunities are tempting, but the reality is these football players, they just want to be somewhere where they can be surrounded with teammates they respect and play for coaches they respect. Right. That's really what it comes down to. The only reason players leave, I truly believe this, is because a lot of the time they don't respect their coaches or fellow teammates. What Matt Rule is doing for Dylan Raiola, that breeds that kind of respect. And I think that's going to be a critical component to this makeup of this roster, specifically involving this young quarterback for the future of this Nebraska Cornhuskers program.
Data brokers sell your information to scammers, spammers, and anyone else who may want to target you. Your full name, email, home address, health records, even your relatives. It's all out there. That's why we use Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows us which data brokers are selling our information and automatically submits opt-out requests for us.
Cleaning up our information not only reduces the amount of that stupid spam we all get, but it also protects us from hackers who could use this information to help them access our social media accounts, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. Aura also does much more to protect us and our families from online threats. We also get features like antivirus protection, VPNs, password management, parental controls, identity theft insurance, and more without having to download several different apps. That's really key. One location, get all this great stuff. It's really easy to set up. And the best of all, we get everything at one affordable price.
You may already have one or two of these tools already, but not having Aura is like locking the front door and leaving the back door wide open. Aura is always on doing the hard work of keeping us safe so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. We value our privacy and we also value yours. So go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial. Again, linked in the description below. Go to aura.com/SMI college to start your 2-week free trial today.